Hello everyone, welcome to Full Moon Movies. Michael Mann's The Keep, released in 1983, is a visually striking and enigmatic horror thriller that blends supernatural horror with historical drama. Based on F. Paul Wilson's novel of the same name, the film is a unique departure from traditional war films, incorporating themes of male psychosis, existential dread, and the struggle between good and evil. While The Keep remains one of Mann's most divisive film due to its troubled production and heavily edited final cut, its dreamlike tone, eerie synth soundtrack by Tangerine Dream, and the psychological depth make it a fascinating cinematic experience. The film follows a group of Nazi soldiers led by Captain Klaus Worman by Jürgen Prochnow, who takes control of an ancient Romanian fortress during the World War II. Unbeknownst to them, the keep houses an ancient malevolent entity named Molasar, who begins to wreak havoc. Meanwhile, Dr. Kuza by Ian McKellen, a Jewish historian forced to decipher the keep's mysterious inscriptions, becomes entangled in the creature's dark influence. The most enigmatic character in the film is Glekon Trismegistus, played by Scott Glenn, a mysterious otherworldly figure tasked with stopping Molasar. Glekon's presence is cryptic, his actions minimal yet meaningful, embodying a classic Michael Mann's protagonist, a lone, obsessive figure caught between personal purpose and the greater good. McKellen's portrayal of Dr. Kuza is particularly noteworthy, adding layers of moral ambiguity as he struggles with the temptation of Molasar's power. Prochnow and Gabriel Bryan, playing as the ruthless SS officer Kampfer, bring conflicting representation of military authority, highlighting different psychological responses to the unknown. One of the film's most memorable sequences is the initial exploration of the keep's interior. The haunting visuals, combined with Tangerine Dream's ethereal score, create an unsettling atmosphere that mirrors Blade Runner cyberpunk aesthetic. Both films use lighting, fog, and synthesizers to create a dreamlike and detached reality. Another powerful moment is the arrival of Glekon, who seems almost like an Indiana Jones-style adventurer, yet his demeanor is cold, distant, and alien. The final confrontation between Glekon and Molasar is an abstract, visually stunning moment that embodies Mann's preference for symbolic storytelling over conventional horror tropes. Now, what's the Keep's connection to Indiana Jones and Blade Runner? Now, despite being a supernatural horror film, The Keep shares thematic and stylistic elements with both Indiana Jones and Blade Runner. The Nazi occultism angle recalls Raiders of the Lost Ark, where military forces attempt to control an ancient power beyond their understanding. Now, the idea of a mysterious artifact and a force outside human comprehension plays into the same adventure-themed supernatural themes seen in Indiana Jones. Meanwhile, I can't help to ignore the Blade Runner's influence can be seen in Mann's use of atmospheric lighting, electronic music, and an ambiguous protagonist. In fact, both films share a sense of existential unease, The Keep exploring not just supernatural horror, but also the psychological unraveling of its characters as they confront the forces they cannot control or understand. Now, what's with Michael Mann and the archetype of male psychosis? Michael Mann has always been fascinated by the psychology of his male protagonists. That's the way I look when he makes his films. The Keep is no exception. The film presents various male archetypes struggling with their place in the world, reflecting Mann's later works such as Manhunter, Heat, and Collateral. To me, Glekon represents the isolated warrior, disconnected from humanity, and the duty-bound to face an ancient evil. I think he is the precursor to Mann's later male protagonist figures like Vincent Hanna, Heat, and Will Graham in Manhunter, who are consumed by their mission, existing outside normal society. Dr. Kuza, in contrast, embodies the intellectual consumed by his obsession, a character arc that echoes Mann's portrayal of men losing themselves to their pursuits. Even the Nazi soldiers in the film reflects aspects of male psychosis. Kampfer's blind adherence to power and Worman's uneasy recognition of their situation presents a contrasting responses to existential terror. In many ways, The Keep is less about supernatural horror and more about the unraveling of man's mind when confronted with the unknown. Now, there are some criticism and strengths of the film. For example, The Keep is often criticized for its incoherence, largely due to studio interference that led to a truncated theatrical cut. Originally intended to be over 3 hours long, the final version was reduced to 96 minutes, resulting in missing character arcs and underdeveloped plot points. Many of Mann's symbolic and character-driven elements feel unfinished, making the film more of an abstract experience rather than a fully realized narrative. However, despite its flaws, the film's strengths lie in its haunting atmosphere. Mann's visual direction and exploration of male psychosis through a supernatural lens. The dreamlike cinematography, combined with Tangerine Dream's hypnotic score, creates an otherworldly mood that few horror films have replicated. The long-awaited 4K restoration of The Keep, released by Vinegar Syndrome, offers fans the opportunity to experience the film in the best possible quality. The new 4K Ultra HD disc is presented in Dolby Vision high dynamic range, having been scanned and restored from the 35mm original camera negative, bringing Mann's atmospheric visuals to life with deeper blacks and enhanced contrast and vibrant colors. The release is packed with bonus features, including an insightful commentary track with the film historian Matthew Aspergier, as well as a selection of interviews that explore various aspects of the film's production. These include Out of the Darkness, a short featurette with producer Gene Kirkwood, Something is Murdering My Men, a 24-minute interview with The Keep's author F. Paul Wilson, and An Evil Most Ancient, which delves into the makeup effects with the designer Nick Melly. Additional extras include Molasar, a 25-minute interview with actor Michael Carter, Other Sounds of Other Worlds, a discussion with co-composer Johannes Schomolling, and What He Left Unfinished, an interview with the VFX producer Peter Curran. Rounding out the package is a still gallery of the original trailer, a TV spot, reversible sleeve artwork, and the English subtitles. This 4K release provides the most comprehensive version of The Keep to date, making it an essential addition to fans of Mann's early work and collectors of atmospheric horror. In conclusion, The Keep remains one of the Michael Mann's most unconventional films, a supernatural thriller that blends war, horror, and existential themes into a surreal atmospheric experience. While it may look like not a perfect execution, this movie stands out for its ambitious storytelling, its striking visual and musical style, and its deeper exploration of male psychosis in the face of cosmic horror. Fans of Indiana Jones, Blade Runner, and Mann's later psychological thrillers may find The Keep to be fascinating, albeit incomplete piece of cinematic history. Despite its divisive reputation, it remains a film worth exploring for those interested in visually and thematically rich horror storytelling. Now, this movie is a must-watch.